Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another live episode on Wednesday night of the O&G Strike Zone right here on the Black College Sports Network. Bryan Fulford, Kelvin Rozier, Marcus Green. Good to have everybody on with you tonight. Fellas, what's good, what's good, what's good? How you guys doing?
All right, man. Doing well, man. What about you? I see you with the little schoolboy haircut. First day of school.
First trip to Southern.
Got the earrings in?
They're in the bag. They're in the bag. they on the trip.
Headphones are covering up.
Yeah. They on the trip. They'll be on the trip. Gotta go. Gotta take.
All right. Look out, Baton Rouge.
Well, exactly. Look out, Baton Rouge. What's going on with you, Marcus?
I'm doing good. Yeah, everything's going well. I got off. Got a win this weekend. I know y'all probably saw my text this week over halftime, so I'm glad. Glad everything turned out all right. I was like, oh, yeah, everything's good.
Yeah, no need to worry and panic. Just sitting here trying to get the last little info tweet out, and for whatever reason, I cannot find that show info. But hey, while I try to figure that out here, here we go. My Wi-Fi connections again. Hopefully, we'll have a good steady stream today, and hopefully, Bright House isn't acting up too bad on me. So
the power of the tongue, we speaking it into existence.
That's right.
Yeah. You know what? I wonder if I got too many, I'm sitting here, it's the start of the NBA season. So on the TV, of course I've got like 3 or 4 different streams running. And I'm wondering, could that be messing with the signal? Could it be? I don't know. Let me get rid of a few of these channels. I'll get rid of a few of those channels and we'll kind of see. But welcome to the O&G Strike Zone right here on the Black College Sports Network. Hello to everybody watching us on the YouTube feeds, the Facebook feeds, the Twitter and Instagram live. In a second, I will retweet the show from our O&G Strike Zone Twitter feed when I can get all that going. But coming up on tonight's show, special guest, we are less than 2 weeks away from the start of the college basketball season, men and women. Although the men already started a little bit, and, Kelvin will give us a little update on what he saw. But Coach Pressure is coming on the show at the bottom of the hour. Coach Bridgette Gordon, Hall of Famer, Coach Bridgette Gordon. Let me put some respect on my coach's name. She will be coming on the show to get us hyped up for the start of her season, which will be in town. So for all of our Tallahassee Rattlers and the local folk, you get a chance to see what Coach is cooking and what she has brought to the family on Monday, November 3rd. So that's a week from Monday, the start of the college basketball season. And then at the top of hour 2, our good friend on the Black College Sports Network, Carlos Brown, who has covered Southern for years, probably 20, 30 years. I think it's close to 30, maybe it's less. But Carlos, who has his show every Saturday morning at noon Eastern, 11 Central, he's boots on the ground right there in Baton Rouge, where the Rattlers are coming, and boy, they got a new head coach. I don't know. I don't know if he was the odds-on favorite of first SWAC coach to be fired, but Terrence Graves was. And so old familiar face is taking over on the Bluff. So we'll talk to Carlos about that at the top of hour 2. In between time, we got all kinds of football, volleyball, basketball, golf, cross country, bowling. I mean, it's all kinds of sports happening for FAMU teams. Softball, that's probably something I forgot, but it's all baseball happening. Yeah, but they say it's a sports equinox, guys. this time of year when you have the 4 professional sports all playing at the same time. We have that. We have like a FAMU sports equinox happening right now, where practically all of our sports are doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Before I get into shout outs real quick, Marcus, let's get into some of your thoughts. Obviously, Kelvin and I, along with Keith. Happy birthday, by the way, Keith Hadley, Things Up Podcast, in the chats. It's his birthday today, so you guys in the chat.
Happy birthday, cuz.
Get a young Rattler some love in the chats there. Happy birthday, Keith. Hoping you're having a blessed day, brother. So Monday Night Review happened. We had a chance to kind of talk a little bit longer version than we originally planned, but I think we hit on a lot of good things. What's your takeaways, Marcus, from the Saturday's homecoming win against Alcorn State?
Well, I did get a chance to review it or look at the show, and I agree with a lot of the points that you guys made. That, I guess one of my frustrations in the first half was not finishing drives. And even, the text I sent y'all at halftime, I was like, man, why do we look so hapless? And I was like, we had a chance to jump on them early, demoralize them, and we had 2 field goals. So we drove the ball. So we were getting a lot of yards between the 20s, but just couldn't finish anything out. And that was really frustrating, but glad that things turned out for the good. And it just seemed a lot closer than what it probably should have been or could have been. If drives would have been finished, if things would have been tightened up on special teams. So it could have been, I guess, what we come to expect during homecoming, a nice cushion instead of, something that was nip and tuck until, the final victory formation in the last couple minutes.
Okay. I mean, do you come away feeling encouraged? What emotionally? What are your thoughts? Because I'm encouraged by
the win. It started, being down 14-9 at halftime. I was like, what is going on here? I mean, it shouldn't. I did not expect that. They did have a good showing in terms of stopping the run game because I was a little worried about that. So they had a good showing there. But in terms of the output from the offensive standpoint as it relates to scoring points and not, faltering in the red zone, I was a little frustrated with that. But yeah, I'm encouraged. Now, I also note, and I know Kelvin's mentioned it before, in terms of the competition. I mean, if you just look at current year records, regardless of, being in the conference, we're playing Alcorn, who is bringing up the rear or close to the rear. And we're facing an always tough Southern team, but so far this season, they haven't been as productive as they expect and are probably considered part of the lower tier as well. So their conference wins, I'm curious to see how much. Hopefully it'll build confidence, but it'll be curious to see how can I say it? These are good confidence building games. I'll put it to you like that.
Okay. All right.
Coming up into November 1st.
You're holding your words there, Marcus. Come on now. We don't do that on these parts. Let it fly. Let it rip. Be like Kelvin said, don't duck no smoke. Remember, you're the one furthest away from Tallahassee, so you can get loose if you want to. Some of us got to show up every week.
No, it's just like right now. I mean, we've already faced 2 top tier teams in HBCU football, and it didn't turn out good. And now between Alcorn and Southern, we're facing 2 other teams on the other end of that spectrum. So I'm not sure how much we can really gauge. We can gauge little things, I guess, progress in terms of specific units, but we're not playing the same caliber of opponent based on this year's record. So It should be a win, but I don't know how much we can gauge improvement until we play a complete game against a team that's pretty formidable.
Or just dominate, teams that we should. Like when we can put it, we already established winning is not easy. So I have to keep reminding myself that too. Even when you playing teams, Alcorn is a team that has a lot of pride and traditionally, recently, is used to winning. Southern, same way. And they hadn't beaten us in 5 or 6 years at least now, the last 5 or 6 games. So trying to defeat teams by double digits and blowouts, I'm not saying that is easy, but what I am saying is the good teams beat the lesser opponents convincingly when they have the opportunity. Mm-hmm. And I sense that's part of Marcus' hesitation.
It is because right I would have expected. We got out to a 6-0 lead, but it could have easily been 14-0. And given the crowd, given the anticipation, given the build-up, in terms of the offensive output, I didn't have preconceived notions going in, but when the drive started moving, I expected to get in the end zone. So that was part of my frustration and just the slow starts, the first half slow starts throughout. That's been a characteristic throughout the season. And so that always opens the door for something to happen. And we saw what happens when the door got kicked in versus NC Central and Alabama State.
Well, and I know we'll get to the game shortly, but I just want to throw this little tease out there right now. I believe this Southern game is probably it's a lot more interesting than the team's record. This is a very intriguing matchup now for multiple reasons, some known and some unknown.
Yep, and Southern's always tough. So,
all right. Well, we'll get more into the analysis of the Southern game coming up in hour 2. But let me take a few minutes here in the opening segment to give a shout out to everybody who took a second to pop in early. And, always we like to do our shout outs early here in the opening segment when we can. What up, Bull? Bull being the first show host participant to jump in the chat. Bull, what's he talking about leaving the refs alone, huh? The refs have been messing over us for a minute. But anyway, Edwin Moore. All right, Edwin, we coming for y'all. We coming, Edwin. We coming to the Bluff.
I want, hey, Edwin, how you feeling, man? Mr. Instigator. Now that this change didn't happen, has it reinvigorated you?
Good question. Is Fred McNair the man of the future, or does he want the national search committee firm to happen? Shout out to Ashton. What up, Ashton? Good to see you, man. Ken, Alice, family, what up? B Starks in the A. What up, B? How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for being a JBN subscriber. Jimmy Mack in the house. Let's what's Jimmy? What? Okay. All right. Good to see you, Jimmy. I don't know what Jimmy's talking about, but okay. Emmett Jones, good evening. How you doing? Erie Young checking in from the Carolinas. Good to see you and meet you and the family this weekend. Absolutely. At the tailgate. Yeah. Glad to, and hey, shout out to everybody who came by, shouted us out, saw us during the homecoming. Yeah, quite a few people. We appreciate and love everybody. Thank you for being a part of the ONG viewership, ONG family, all that stuff. So we definitely appreciate you. Mary 305.
Hey, Auntie.
Thanks for being a JBN subscriber. Appreciate you. What up, Liv?
Olivia.
Exactly. It's hoop season, so Liv is in her element now. No
Dropping
more hiding.
bombs.
Exactly. Dropping bombs. Make sure you're following at Live for Hoops if you want to stay up to date with all the latest hoops action in HBCU women and men's sports. You know, Liv covers it all. She covers it all. Even getting shout outs from coaches. Yeah. You know, I saw Coach Jones over at Norfolk State giving Liv shout outs and love. Man, I'll tell you, man, she's
an insider.
She's here, man. And Liv is here. You know, remember when she was just that young, fresh face that was coming on the show, and now she's an OG dropping bombs.
VIP.
Yeah, exactly. What up, Gail? Good to see you.
What's up, Gail?
Thanks for being a JBN subscriber. Meredith, thank you for being a JBN subscriber as well. Good to see you. Let's see. Emmett talking about the 220 Club. I caught the 220 Club. Did you guys get a chance to catch the 220 Club?
Mm-hmm. Some of it? Yeah. Pretty good. What up, Tony? Checking in. Yeah.
I agree 100%, Mary. Homecoming.
One of the best.
Still recovering.
Hey, make sure you don't skip over EA now.
Did I? I might. I'm gonna just shout out EA and say hello, EA. I don't know where EA is. Maybe I already. What up, little baby? Checking in. Makiba West, good to see you. Marcus, good to see you, Marcus. Marcus, our friend Vanessa was looking for you post game. I don't know where you at, Marcus. Marcus be trying to get out of there after the game. I don't blame him. But Vanessa was looking for you, Marcus, but you probably already saw her before the game, so it's all good. I did actually catch up, so it was good to see a good friend. Chuck Hunt checking in from Monroe,
What's up,
Louisiana.
Chuck?
Good to see you. What up, Hollow?
Hello.
Ron Jab, good to see you.
What's up, Jab, my boy?
Watch JD TV. Also,
it was good meeting you too, sir.
Yes, indeed. Shout out, Emmett. It's coming. We taking the OKC out tomorrow. Payback. I'm calling it now. Take the points and the Pacers.
It ain't gonna be no championship though.
Let me see. What up, EA? What are you talking about? Come on now. Stop.
Talking about the earrings.
Man, stop it.
Duh.
Checking in, Keith. Good to see you, Keith. Man,
what's up, good?
Exactly. NBA on NBC is back, man. That's good stuff. Good stuff, man. Again, shout out to Keith, Thanks Up Podcast. You know, happy birthday. Carrie Daniels checking in. Let me see. Good to see you, Carrie. Appreciate you. Yeah, definitely. Appreciate for dropping that, Tony. Very sad story.
Yeah.
The young lady, Kari Wilcott, a recent grad, summer 25. Don't know all the details, but just, of course, seeing the info dropped from the university and then in some other chat rooms. So keep the Wilcott family in your prayers. You know, a young lady didn't even get a chance to enjoy the alumni life.
Right.
But yeah, keep her and her family in your thoughts and prayers, if you would. Thank you for bringing that up, Tony. Road Dog, of course. Yes, indeed. It's that wonderful time of the year, the sports equinox, as they call it.
Especially y'all folks who spend y'all lunch money.
Moving on. Moving on. Tony, we'll come back and ask this question. Can we dominate Southern even if they come out with a new game plan, a new coach? Great question. Table that. We'll see what happens. Earl says we aren't built to dominate anyone. So there we go. All right. Well, shout out Marvin. Good to see you, Marvin. Melissa Wilson checking in.
Duh.
Hey, Melissa.
Rick reminding us that the standard is the standard no matter what. What up, Rick? Good to have you in. Thank you. Sweet checking in.
Rick was on Jefferson. Hey, Rick was on Bryan at the tailgate.
Man, I tell you, boy. I tell you. Man. I hope my grades were okay to your liking. You know, I mean, damn. You know, Hey, the parents of my students don't haze me up that hard about grades. But boy, I tell you, jeez, I don't get that kind of beating on the emails from parents. Boy, but I'll tell you. Okay, we got to mention, that link you just posted, Kelvin, regarding cross country. We were kind of, I'm not gonna lie, did not really get any kind of buzz notification, huh?
Yeah, last year.
No, it's not. Is it? Double check before I say what I'm about to say. Are you sure that's last year? I thought that was this year.
The link
it is.
Oh, it is last year. Okay. All right. So good. Woo, I'm glad you caught me there. Good catch. All right. Now I'm about to say something about to mess up and jinx it. When is the SWAC cross country champ? I thought it was supposed to happen this upcoming Monday, but apparently not. I thought, so I don't know. Maybe we can continue to do some research on when that is. Because I figured we would have heard, because the SWAC championships are in Tallahassee. And so if it's not this upcoming Monday, then
it's got to be next Monday.
Right, Monday upcoming. The Monday upcoming.
Okay. Yeah. I saw something that says it's on the 27th, which is this Monday coming.
Okay. All right. So there we go. All right. So let's go to other quick mentions here while we got some time. We got some news coming from FAMU Golf as our championship golf program competing at the Xavier Invitational. 3 rounds of competition this week. The Rattlers finished tied for 6th at that Invitational. Led by standout play from Miguel Elias and I'm just going to call him P. Viboon. That is short for
P. Diddy.
No, let's not do that. Let's not do the young fella like that. We just go P. Viboon. P. Viboon. Let's keep it like that. They posted a total team score plus 55, tying with Morehead State, and just a few strokes shy of the top 5 finish. Ilias led the Rattlers, finishing plus 6 over the weekend, which cracked the top 10 individually. Viboon, he had a plus 8 into the final round. Also, senior Taylor Bell and Jonathan Scott each contributed crucial rounds. Bell finishing plus 17, Scott plus 27. FAMU's team total placed them ahead of programs such as Detroit Mercy, Air Force, Northern Kentucky. So a good showing again for the golf program. Upcoming schedule for golf. I think that was the last of their meets in the fall. Just by looking at the schedule.
Yeah.
Okay. So shout out to Coach Rice and the FAMU golf program. All right. Well, I know we had talked about previously mentioning Kelvin's trip to the Lawson Center, but we'll table that and come back.
You're right.
Because we got to remind everybody, because coming up here on the other side of the break, we're going to talk to Coach Gordon, Coach Bridgette Gordon, of course, our head women's basketball coach. Want to remind everybody that you can order your season tickets, call the FAMU Athletic Ticket Office, and get your season tickets for this upcoming season. Reach the FAMU Ticket Office at 850-599-3141. That's 850-599-3141. 3141. You can also you could jump on I believe you could jump on Ticketmaster, I think, as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could jump on Ticketmaster, but and it's an outstanding schedule. Again, we'll talk to Coach here in a second about the schedule, but again, during the conference season, they are rolling with the women's game playing on Thursday nights by themselves, and then they will be part of a men-women's doubleheader on Saturdays, and then, of course, the men will play solo on Mondays. So we'll talk to Coach about this schedule, this team, get a chance to get her impressions of the Hoops on the Hill event. And, that was a good event. It seemed like it was a good event. So we'll talk to her about that. But let's get ready to take our first break and come back with Coach Bridgette Gordon on the other side. You are watching the O&G Strike Zone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a state, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU.
College football fans, the Cricket Celebration Bowl is celebrating 10 years of crowning an HBCU national champion. A champion will rise at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 13th as the MEAC and SWAC champions clash in Atlanta. Join us for championship football, interactive fan experiences, and iconic marching bands. It's an HBCU family reunion that you don't want to miss. See who will be crowned the next HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
We talking basketball. We love that basketball. Welcome back to the O&G Strike Zone. Bryan, Kelvin, Marcus, and joining us is none other than the Hall of Famer herself, Coach Pressure, Coach Bridgette Gordon. Coach, how you doing?
What's
Happy
up,
basketball
Coach?
season, Coach.
Hey, blessed and highly favored. That's all I can say.
Coach already got that. Coach, you already got that coaching voice. It's too early. It's like 2 weeks into the practice season. Coach, you already got coach's voice. What's going on there?
Blame that on homecoming, yelling. Homecoming. That's all homecoming.
It'll do it.
We understand. It'll do it to you, Coach. It'll do it to you. Well, how are you doing? How are you feeling? How are the ladies adjusting to the start of the practice season?
Well, like you said, it's here. 11 days away from opening up against Florida State across the tracks. I am happy, satisfied where we're at as a group this early, I want to say, in the season with 12 new young ladies, only 3 returners. The chemistry, the sisterhood, the culture, I can say that it's here. I'm really pleased with practice number 2. It was an offensive practice, just to see them being able to respond to different calls that I made is very exciting. My coaching staff, 2 new coaches with those 12 young ladies is coming along just fine. So I'm happy with 11 days away from opening up.
Is this the most enjoyable start? Or I don't know if enjoyable is the right word, so I'm looking for the right word, but this is year 3 for you. And every year it's been a little different. Given the fact that you have all the pieces now, does this feel like a refreshing restart to this run for you, or does it just feel like, okay, I finally have what I need to be able to do what I want to do? Describe the emotions for you personally going into the start of year 3.
Well, I can say this in year 3, this team thus far has been my most interesting, fun, loving team in year 3. I don't know if that has a lot to do with I recruited each young lady, took my time, and character was a first choice of me bringing the new young ladies into the program. But it's just been fun. They're a fun-loving group. It's kind of hard to get upset with them and stay upset with them in the entire day. They wake up early in the morning. We go 6 to 8 and come back 3:30, 5:30 daily. They putting in the work. They responding. No pushback. Trusting the process. It's just been fun. Not so much, I want to say, stressed, worried about not being coachable, disrespect. Just been fun. And the most surprising thing is that, got together on Monday and just holding each other accountable. And that don't have to be me this year. So I think that's what's making it a little bit more enjoyable thus far in the season.
Nice. Go ahead, Kelvin.
Coach, you mentioned about your staff. Can you talk about it? When can we expect some information on your new people?
Well, they've been here. Coach James Hill, a vet, a former head coach. He spent 16 years at Virginia State. He was very successful there. Then I have his name is Terrence. I call him Terry Palmer, and he had his route. He's been here at Alabama A&M. I want to say 7 years ago. He had been at Tuskegee, been at Lane. He's been a head coach. So just another experienced coach that's been around in HBCU basketball. And of course, I have Erica Cromartie back with me for year 2. Year 1, we have a new strength and conditioning coach that's from Tallahassee, played at West Alabama. Just great to have her working with the young ladies coming in from Austin P. Just super excited. First time that, like I said, I have my handprint. I got a big hand, long nails, that I had my handprint on the program, which is a great thing, especially in the times that we are in at FAMU.
Right. So to that point, Coach, the beginning of your schedule is extremely competitive. You talked about the new pieces, both from a team standpoint as well as a coaching standpoint. What are some of the challenges of having to get prepared with so much newness? And I wonder, and you kind of spoke to it, but I imagine it's a different kind of energy, and sometimes that's necessary and is rejuvenating. So just tell me how you feel about trying to manage all of that in a short period of time, and how does it feel with all this newness?
It feels new. When I walk around town, people don't recognize me, and they see a new dude and they think I'm younger. I just think, as you used the word, that this group has rejuvenated me, which I don't have to be rejuvenated. Y'all know I have the energy. I bring it every day, whether it's 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock, a.m. or p.m. I'm bringing it. But this team they just different. And I think it because they have a why. They have something to prove along with myself. They understood. They all watched the games, and I'll ask them to, do a little bit of homework before they decide to come into the program. So they're excited for the program and for me, because they came here to do something special for me and with me. So rejuvenated is a great word. Exciting, refreshing, new. I mean, we even have the returners, the 3 returners, Zakiya, Carter, Ransom, Big Z. I mean, she's different. I know we're going to talk about hoops on the hill and, just the moaning and groaning from the fans to go, okay, look like she took another step. That's what happened with a new year and a complete year up under me. We're talking about Aina Subarats, a kid that has been hampered because of injuries. She's the spark plug. She's rejuvenated, and then little mama, I don't have 1, 2, I have 3 point guards this year that are at their natural position. So it's exciting, challenging, and refreshing, and super exciting. I'm so excited, just really, really excited. Like I said, they are a fun group of young ladies. And let's not forget, with all that being said, our cumulative GPA is a 3.39. So I'm super, super excited about the student athletes that I have in my program. Because it's about winning in life as much as about winning and putting a SWAC championship title up on that banner. And I like to add, this year, conference championship is going to be that much greater with all 12 teams qualifying to go to the tournament. So winning the conference is going to speak volume this year.
How do you feel about the coach? How do you feel about the Thursday game, which gives you all just a opportunity where you don't share with the men's side, so you can be featured, and then the double headers? What do you think about that? Do you like it? Not that it matters, I guess, because it is what it is. But how do you feel about it?
I feel great about it. It gives us a chance to showcase women's basketball. Thank you to the W and the platform that it's on. I had the privilege to go out to the West Coast, doing a little bit of downtime that I had, and I visit with the LA Sparks, and then the next day I was at the Vegas Aces game, and to sit courtside and to see where the W have come from since 1997, when I was a part of the inaugural season, to fast forward to 2025, I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. It's what, Pat Summitt was talking about and what we were doing, building this game up back in those late 80s when I was at the University of Tennessee. And she would be super, super proud of the platform and where the game has evolved right now. So playing on Thursday give us the autonomy to only be about the women's game. Now we have mixed emotion coming from the head coaches. Some say the fan support is not there, and it's not their way. We would like for it to be on Thursday or Saturday. Hopefully the excitement from high hoops, and I like to mention our closed but open scrimmage on Tuesday at 5 p.m. against Valdosta State. People can get out and really get excited to see the new brand of basketball that we're actually playing. Like I said, a true point guard in a 6'3" center, she's impressive. With some already being able, her name is Bryan, Breasia Robinson. I have her for 1 year, transferring in from Florida Tech. Hometown is Cleveland, Ohio. She really has some potential. She had played in a HBCU atmosphere. She did a year at Delaware State, a year at Arkansas Pine Bluff. So she really gets it. She knows what it's about. So I'm super excited. But going back to the platform, it's a great thing for the game. And I hope that we at the SWAC, it just continue to grow on that Thursday night.
Hey, don't tell Coach Ward I said this, but I really enjoy the women's game a lot more. They just play the game the way it's supposed to be played. Now, having said that, I was thoroughly impressed with what I saw yesterday too, but I do love the women's game. Yes,
I was there too, and I'm impressed. Coach Ward is a great human being.
Yes.
We're like brothers and sisters. We support each other from day one. He was like Bridgette, whatever advantages that or opportunities that's going to be taken because of me with my Florida State ties, don't you worry. Women basketball is going to have those same opportunities. I'm not going to forget you. I'm going to bring you right along. And he's been a man of his words from day one. We talked. He was in my practice today. I was at his game. We always talking. Just like a big brother. And he understands it. He's a fan too. We were just in the room talking about it the other day, and I was just chit-chatting about some things that I have brought from the great, I want to say the cultivating relationships that I've had now in year 3 and the investment that alums is investing in women's basketball and donating money to the foundation. It's a great thing. They're going to see a lot of different things that I'm doing with it, benefiting my women basketball players, my ladies, that Tennessee student experience that I have, that I'm bringing here to FAMU. It's just great. And Coach Ward is out front. He's the number one supporter. So he's been a big brother, a big supporter for the women's from day one since joining his FAMU family. And me and Coach Ward, we as humble as they come. But we got together the other day and we said, we're going to put our 2 names up as far as what we did career-wise and what we're going to do as far as coaches against any coaching staff in the women's and men game. I don't think it gets any better than what FAMU have in myself and Coach Ward. And I'm talking about the human side of it first, and then the athlete and the coach.
Hubba.
Exactly. Go ahead, Marcus.
Oh, good evening, Coach Gordon.
Good evening.
I guess my question is this. Can you speak on the talent and the depth that you brought in with this year's student athletes and how it addresses or is going to address some of the improvements that you saw needed to be made compared to last year's team? And I guess most things are the late game faltering in some of those games that near the end of the season. How does the talent and the depth that you brought address some of those issues?
Well, you hit it right on the head. It's the depth part of it, where you're not playing so many of the same players repeatedly, game after game, where in the fourth quarter, their legs not as strong as they should be to finish out games. And let's just, go back and let's remind everybody. I take the all that blame is on me that we couldn't finish games. But what I had to do is go back and look at myself and bring in a more depth team, bring in some true point guards and have a dominant center. And I think the dominant center in Bridgette Robinson with Zakiya Carter at 6'6", Zayna Justice, freshman at about 6'2", and Zanaria Maziz. I say they're going to put people to sleep. But then we have Zanaria Robinson at 6'3". You got a 4-headed monster at that position, and they all can can dominate it at certain times against the certain matchups that we will face non-conference and in the SWAC. The most important piece when we were being pressed in the fourth quarter is going back that I have 2 true point guards now. You know, we have Tanaja Purifoy, who sat out last year in the SWAC conference, that's back healthy. And I have a true point guard, I call a rookie, and Cornelia Ellington, that comes along with, she won in high school. She know what winning is about. She was a player of the year, and that's her natural position. It's not like I had Sabu Gu making her a point guard, which was her natural position. Then I have a third person that's a combo guard in Jordan Bodie coming in from Austin P. They can also handle those duties. And I'm also training my 5'11" all around Chi-Town finest in Camille Jackson, and a senior that I'm also training her to be a point guard. So now you're talking about depth, size, and experience at each position. And that's the great thing that we're bringing back this year, and a different hunger, and a different sense of urgency, and a different sense of sisterhood. I can truly say in year 3 that I preached it so much in this recruiting class that I brought in, 12 of them. They understand the assignment. They can hold each other accountable without each other taking it to heart and understanding the message, whether it's stern, whether it's sweet, or whether it's coming from me, tough. They understand the assignment. They understand who I am, whose I am, and what's the goal, and what's the real reason for this season, and that's the win. No matter what nobody else thinks, what our expectation is. And I'm going to address the elephant in the ear. Being preseason ranked 8, you know, it would have got up under my skin year 1, year 2 in a different way that it's getting up under my skin in year 3. Because me as a player, my respect was never demanded, it was earned. So everybody say that we 8, we just going to go back and work because it's not demanded. We're going to earn the respect the right way on and off the basketball court. They're going to understand that we're here in year 3 as a student and as an athlete and as SWAC young ladies.
Thank you, Coach Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, I saw somebody had asked in the chat about the shooters. You mentioned having the point guards. You mentioned having the bigs inside. Now, you talked earlier. Remember, we talked to you earlier about the shooters. Let people know who those people are again. Those young ladies are. You've told us before, but just, you know, obviously people jump in, and we're fortunate to have you on so many different times. But remind people how confident you're feeling about the shooting this year.
We got 3 knockdown shooters that have the green light. And if you were at the hoops on the hill, that was demonstrated that we had 3 pure shooters. I mean, just shooters, and they know they have the green light. Whenever they touch it, they can shoot it. And that's with Aina Subarats as a senior. We have April Hooks, a transfer, red-shirted sophomore, transfer from Alabama State, that coming off of ACL, and that she tore ACL last September. She's coming around. And we have a true freshman, Nia Rose, coming from Louisville, Kentucky. And they are pure shooters. And somebody I'm saying, oh, shoot the ball. No, they're shooters. With the ability of other Cornelia Ellington, she can shoot the 3. She can shoot the mid-range. We're talking about Jordan Bodie as a combo guard. She can shoot it. We're talking about Cheyenne McCarthy. I might need to give her the green light. She can knock it down too, and she's coming from a winning program. She was a state champion and a 3-time runner-up at Waikava over out of Orlando. So we have some shooters, knockdown shooters, and we have some people that just know how to score within the system. But my 3 shooters are the 3 young ladies I just spoke about.
For people who might be listening to you as you hear and you've talked and you're praising your depth, I kind of know this answer, but I want you to let people know. How do you find minutes for all of these people, all of these young ladies, and where do they earn their minutes? And I like to use the word that trust with you in order to get those minutes. Fill people in on how that works for you.
Well, I'm Coach Pressure, and everything that I do, every championship team that I've been a part of, from the Olympics to the two-time gold medal, the two-time NCAA champion, to the 8-time Italian championship, what you do is that your minutes are earned in practice. You don't just turn the light switch on when it comes to game. Your trust and everything is earned in practice, and I just spoke of that today. It's 15 players. I'm not obligated to play you because you're a part of the team. You're obligated to make me play you by working hard in practice, day in and day out, getting 1% better. That's all I ask. And that's where it's earned at, because I'm going to take a page out of Pat Summitt's book. She trained us for anything and everything on that basketball court in practice. Practice was tougher than games. Games was fun. We were so happy and excited for games to go beat up on somebody else. Oh my God. And I know my ladies feel the same way, like, Coach, can we play? When is the next game? I mean, can we play against the practice guys? They just want to play against somebody else because the practices are tough and hard because of that. But that's where the minutes have earned, and that's where the trust is earned. Like I said, you alluded to it. The reason why people love women's basketball is because of the fundamentals. And tell them that. And I am a detailed fundamental coach. If I say get in the corner, get in the corner. Don't be 2 inches off the corner. Don't be 4 inches off the corner. The corner is the corner. And those are the inches of the game. If I say get down here, get down here. Top foot closeout, top shoulder closeout. It's your feet. It's the discipline and the details of the game. And that's where you earn my trust. Once again, in practice, I am a very detailed, fundamental, break it down, still at 58, bad knees, no cartilage, get out there and demonstrate exactly how I want it done. No questions asked. Can get out there, talk them through it, run them through it, show them through it, and they get it. And that's what it's all about, the basic fundamentals of the game. It's not about, I told them you need one go-to and a counter. That's it, a go-to and a counter. Go-to move and a counter. Now, if you all that, you really don't supposed to be on my level. You're on the Yukons and the South Carolina and the Tennessee if you got more tricks in your bag. But at my level, you need a go-to and a counter. And you just need to have a heart and a dog mentality on defense, and we could be very successful. But everything you just said is earned in practice. And if we're running and jumping and pressing and putting pressure on them, offensively and defensively, I can find minutes for everybody, because everybody should be able to go 4 minutes. And it's like back in the days, we in there, we playing wrestling. We got a tag team. I'm coming out, I done did my work, I'm tagging, and you going in. And my key and my point is that once I go to the bench, there should not be no letdown. My starters are starting off the game because that's the chemistry in the gel to get us off to a great start. And the people coming in off the bench just should not even be even, but take it to another level, because they had the opportunity to sit and watch and study the game. So when they get in the game, they should know where to get their shots, who's getting the most shots from the opposing team, how they can box out, how they can run, how they can defend. So they should be observing on the bench. That's my expectation, and how we should be successful this year, and with dividing minutes. Well, it might not be a game that everybody may not be able to get to play, but that's determined that the opportunity comes from practice.
Which one of your teams in your playing career was like that, where you guys had that tag team mentality, and it's like when you come off the bench, it was like, boom, let's go. And then the energy just stayed. Which one? I know you play on some great teams, so you could probably throw about a bunch of them. But what's the one that comes to memory where it was like fun? Where you whether you started or came off the bench, it was like, you coming in and you're going to play them 4 or 5 minutes, and the level is just going to be here for everybody.
Well, it was a lot of times at Tennessee because, it's like us playing the Florida States and everything now, but the parity wasn't there in the women's game. So it was fun times a lot when we would play some of those teams for the guaranteed money. And I knew that I was probably going to get 12, 14 minutes. Boy, I went out there and I did what I had to do, put ice on my legs and just enjoy watching my teammates that had worked so hard get the opportunity to play in front of those crowds, 12,000, screaming Lady Vol fans. But when I go back and look at it, it had to be my senior year when we were just dominating, because I had a sour taste in my mouth where we got to the Final Four, but we didn't finish what we did in 87. So in 89, and that was my last year, I wanted the icing on the cake. So it was plenty of times where I knew that I was going so hard, but we also had that freshman class that came in that could come in and just replace us and kind of not lose where we were at. Then the other team I think about was my Olympic team. Ooh, that 88 Olympic team, because I was a sixth man, and I was coming in and I averaged 20. And some of the starters, I was the third leading scorer coming off the bench. So that was another team that we just had some fun beating up on the other countries. And I think about my Italian championship days, though they were fun too. Even though my freshman year, I would tell my ladies, because we just wanted to win. It didn't matter what cost. We just wanted to win because Summit had whooped our butts in the preseason and even in the initial start of the season. I remember if Summit would get mad at me and I'm on the bench, because I was a hothead. You didn't want to talk no trash, because, baby, I would talk trash and back it up. So I got in a talking trash game, and she put me on the bench. She pulled me out the game because I was talking trash. And the ladies was like, they were looking at like, okay, Pat, when you going to put Bridge back in the game? Okay, the message has been received. She ready, because they didn't want to lose. And they know in order for us to win, I needed to be in the game. So that's the same mentality that I'm telling my young ladies to have. We don't need to be jealous of one another. You don't need to look to your left. You need to look to your right. You need to look that person in the mirror every morning and be the best version of you. And whatever it is that we decided that you're going to bring it. Be you. And that's the mindset that we have this year. We ain't worried about what the next person, not even our next sister, doing. I'm going to be the best rebounder. Coach, you told me to guard the ball. I'm going to guard the ball. I'm a Dennis Rodman. I'm going to take all the rebounds. You ain't got to pass me the ball, Michael and Scotty. You shoot it. I'm going to go clean it up. That's the mentality. Those are the pieces that I had to recruit to, and I feel like I have in the program this year in year 3.
Goodness gracious, boy! I got to be there on the. Look, I might just have to move to Tallahassee this winter. They gonna miss me in my job. I'm gonna have to spend more time in Tallahassee at games this year, boy. I tell you what.
See, Bryan making me go down this rabbit hole. But Coach, I want to, because we don't. Most of the time we have you on, we talking about your team and everything. I'm interested to know who was the toughest player that you personally played against.
That's tough because, I spent all those years overseas winning Italian championships. So, I played against Hortensia, who a lot of people might not know, the great Brazilian player, right? Michelle Timms and Brondella, who was recently let go at the New York Liver. She was a hell of a player for her German national team, right? The Australian team, but I played against her because she was playing for the German team. I didn't play against Cheryl Swoops, Teresa Edwards, Lisa Leslie's, all the greats. I didn't play against a lot of the great young Tennessee fans, but, I tell them, hey, and Bridgette go in prime, y'all didn't want me because this, and that dog mentality. Boy, I put you to sleep. I'm taking your heart out your chest. I'm like a shark that's blind but know how to smell blood in the water. I didn't back down to nobody. I was fearless. I didn't see no competition. It just didn't bother me. But I talked to about the greats. I didn't have the opportunity to play against Tarasi and some of the late greats. But you had the Teresa Edwards, who we knocked off surprisingly. Her and Katrina McClain at the University of Georgia. Right over there from Cairo, Georgia. Teresa Edwards, the great. I played against, like I said, the Cheryl Swoops when my career, the Cynthia Coopers, with that Houston winning 4 championships. I played against the Cheryl Miller when she was a senior and I was a freshman. That was my first Final Four. I remember like it was yesterday in Rump Arena and in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Jump ball. We going up against her. And she'll let you know I didn't back down because she was 6'2". I went at her. She was going to have to say, Rook, you can't handle me. And I was like, Cheryl, I don't care who you are. You have to knock me down. First of all, my mama done put me through more than what you could put me through. And Pat told me, we had conversations about Cheryl Miller being the greatest because she coached in the 84 Olympic team. And right after her, coaching her and that great Olympian team that won the gold medal in Los Angeles, which we get the Olympics back in 2028. She talked about Cheryl Miller and she talked about, coach, what she had done. So that motivated me and it inspired me. So I played against some tough. I mean, Cheryl Miller was tough. She used to kick up brother Reggie, but Cheryl was tough. She don't get a lot of credit for what she did because the game was not on the stage or even the Olympics. The Olympics didn't get on that stage until the Dream Team in 92 and that 96 Olympic team in Atlanta. When you talk to Bridgette, Bridgette know the game now. That's why my lady's going to respect the game. I know the old heads, the new heads, the Ann Donovans, the Nancy Lieberman Climbs, the Ann Myers that came before the game, the redheads. Coach Summit made us know the game and appreciate the game. And that's what I do with my young ladies. Don't come up in here disrespecting
not know the history.
Game. Yeah. Not when my blood, sweat, and tears was a part of this foundation and platform that you own. We ain't finna disrespect the game. So yeah.
I gotta Coach, I gotta set up time with you. One of these times in Tallahassee, I want to sit down with you and do we can record it and just to sit down and talk, history, basketball, because I think it'd be for someone like myself who loves basketball. It doesn't matter, men, women. I love basketball. I grew up in Indiana, so I love hoops. So I would love to just kind of have that. However much time you want to give me, I'm gonna set a recorder up and we just gonna record and talk because I just want to hear the stories and be able to share that knowledge with more people because I think we're in that space now where we can. We get a chance to hear more, and I think definitely our young people need to see and hear more of that history. And I think it's fascinating and great that we got 15 young ladies in the program that every day they're with a walking legend and a walking historian of the game of basketball. And I that's awesome. And I know there's a lot of hoop heads that are in the chats, and I know they're loving all of this. And I know we got to have more than just our little time here to be able to get through all of the stuff that you got in your bag, for sure.
You just name it. Hey,
I know.
Time is of essence. I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. And it's due time to talk the game, to know the game. And like people say, you can pick my brains. But I'm so proud of the women game. And I tell my young ladies all the time, yes, it's about, the pay and way women should be paid, way the men pay is. I'm an advocate for that also. But that's not why I do it, what I do. I'm giving back because I didn't have somebody like me that looked like me as a woman, walk, talk, comb their hair like me. I used to watch the Michael Jordans, right? Go back and study Syracuse in that matchup zone. Go watch John Thompson with the towel over his shoulder, watching Georgetown. Watch Dr. J in the 76ers play. Those were my role models. Those was all men. They were not women. And then the women that we did have was not women of color. So I'm a proud role model. I'm a proud trailblazer. I'm a proud, advocate for the game. And we could talk for days. And I tell my young ladies this: how many young ladies are fortunate to have me every day teaching you not just basketball, but teaching you life skills? Because I done been there, done that, seen it. Speak Italian fluently, been to Italy, won 8 out of 9 Italian championships, won 2 World Cups, meaning those are national championships over in Europe. So been there, done that. We can talk basketball all day. And you might pick my brains and I'll talk about football. I am a diehard Pittsburgh Steelers fans. We go back from the Lynn Swans, the Terry Bradshaw, the Jack Lambs, the Jack Hams, the Mean Joe Green. We can talk basketball, football, baseball. We can talk whatever you want to talk.
I got you. Let's take a look at the schedule, folks. And again, reminder, make sure to get those season tickets. Make sure you're calling the FAMU ticket office, 850-599-3141, or you can go to Ticketmaster. Of course, starting off, as you already mentioned this, there is an exhibition game. Any Rattler Nation, you can go see sort of like the sneak preview of this team on Tuesday, October 28th, 5 p.m. in the Lawson Center. We take on Valdosta State. So it's a good opportunity to sort of see a good exhibition game. But as mentioned, we kick off the season a week from Monday. So November 3rd, the start of the college basketball season, right over down the street, down the hill, across the tracks in the Civic Center against Florida State on November 3rd. Do we know the game time on that? Because I don't have it listed yet. Is that going to be a early evening or is it?
Yeah,
okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 7 p.m. is the tip-off. And then the Rattlers, and we just saw our good friend Melissa Wilson. She said the WDC chapter, they're going excited to host as the Rattlers come up to the D.C. area November 8th. We get that's a Saturday. That's the return trip for Howard coming down last year. So we'll be in the Burr taking on them. And then you stay up there on Monday and take on George Mason. The Rattlers return home November 15th against Samford. And then on November 15th, that's a Saturday. And then the weekend of the Classic. Mm-hmm. So for everybody who's in town in Orlando, I'm looking forward to this one personally. Over at UCF, November 21st. That's a Friday. So it's sort of you can start the weekend off watching the hoops. What do you like most about the non-conference schedule, Coach?
Once again, the preparation, because the ultimate goal is to win the SWAC conference in the tournament, and just to see how we're going to measure up in year 3. I'm just excited because I feel like the young ladies and the pieces that we brought in is going to give us that opportunity to compete in every game this year. We mix it up a little bit as we continue. On that Tuesday, we go to play Mercer. We got South Alabama on November the 30th. We come back on December the 2nd and play a JU. We take a break for final exams. Then we go down to Gainesville and play the Gators again. We come back on the 21st and have that return game against West Georgia. So it's kind of like a get back. We just want to measure. And I spoke about it at the SWAC Media Day. I really feel like even though it's tough, that we have a chance to come out with a winning percentage. I just really do. I'm just believing in the young ladies and the system and everything that I've implemented in year 3. And those are the expectations. Those are the standards that I'm putting on this team. There's no pressure. We work hard every day. and praying that we can stay healthy. That's the number one key to success, is being healthy. So I'm praying and trying to cover up that we can stay healthy. And I really, truly believe we can compete and be in every game that we play. We did that last year with less. So I think that this year with the talent, because the women game is there. I'm not saying we the powerhouse, but we have the opportunity to get out and just, sneak up on a lot of people, surprise a lot of people. But once again, Bridgette don't brag about it. Respect is not demanded, it's earned. But I think we have a tough, but I like our non-conference games to prepare us to do something that we want to do this year. And I really feel like this is the year that we can do something special. And that's what I'm banking on, this non-conference. And the other thing is that, this non-conference bring money into FAMU athletic department as a whole. So the cross-country rival with Florida State, the UCF Friday game in the Classic, even the George Mason game, even the Mercer game, even the South Alabama game, and yes, the Gators game, we're bringing money in, the revenue in to the FAMU athletic department. So we also playing a part in that role of bringing in money to help all the other non-revenue sports. And just to educate the viewers and the fans out there, men and women basketball and football are deemed as the revenue sports. The other 11 sports are deemed as non-revenue. So us three sports are the main source of bringing in income and revenue to the program and to the athletic department as a whole.
Nice. Marcus, Kelvin, you got any other questions there for Coach here?
No, Coach, I'm looking forward to it. I'll definitely be at all the home games. I'm gonna try to make some of these road trips too. And I wish you nothing but good luck. And I'm excited to see this season get started.
Okay, I thank you all, and I'm excited. And if you get a chance to peek in on Tuesday, like you did the men, I think
I'll be there, Coach. Count on it.
You might like what you see, and hey, you can call me up. Coach, everybody have my digits. I'm not that coach. I like to I'm a hands-on. I don't hide. I don't duck. I don't dodge. I know Liv is on there. I look forward to seeing a great alum, and like you said, go follow. Sometimes she take a lot of heat and hit. Hey, respect is earned. Like she said, respect is earned, and she's earned the respect. She is who she is, and she's definitely a FAMU alum. So, Liz, I do have a gift for you. I just sat down completing the whole itinerary and the week, because we'll be there for 5 days. The DC chapter has something special for us. We also have another young gentleman that works for the CVS Health Department. We're going to get us a tour of the DC area. So I'm super excited, but we got to play a game first on Tuesday against Valdosta State. As you say, Monday, November 3rd against Florida State. I'm just super excited, and I will want to put out there, Charlie, if you check out the men basketball schedule, they have like a little down period. So like I said, it's a brother-sister relationship. He will be bringing the gentleman up to the game on Friday. They will be in the stands supporting us. We both have collaborated. We both taken our men and women to the football game in the Classic so they can get that student athlete experience that we want them to have, so they understand what that orange and green brand looks like and represents.
The game Tuesday is 5 o'clock, right?
5 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
5 o'clock. 5 o'clock.
I got one final question, if you guys don't mind for a second, because I find it interesting, and I heard this today in the press conference for Coach Ward with Florida State's head coach. Obviously, the Florida State game is coming up Sunday. They're retiring his number. And I heard him say something, and I heard actually Coach and them talk about, for both of them, it's the first time that they will coach a game in the stadium arena that they played in. You know that very well as you started your first head coaching college job here at FAMU. Your first game was at Tennessee. I don't know, have you and Coach Ward talked about that? But what are some of the emotions that you recall that you think that you probably, because I said you've been there, some of the things that he'll be going through in that moment?
It will be the surreal moments, and we talked about it, and we'll continue to talk about it. You know, walking in the arena with your jersey hanging, I never envisioned coming in and as a coach. So the emotions are at a high. With me, you know, with the late great Pat Summitt, walking past that chair, a seat that was so very common and known to me for those 4 years, you just can't explain the emotion. But the most important part was to put some young ladies out there that could compete. And when I said we competed for a first-year head coach for a team that she did not recruit, to put them together and to compete, those were the everlasting memories that I would have, that a team was out there going punch for punch for a Lady Vol team. But just to be back in that arena and hear the roars and the chants of Bridgette Gordon, it bringing tears to my eyes now. I'm wepping up because it's no feeling like that. You can't make this up. You cannot make it up. Right. You cannot make that up. And oh, what a feeling to hear Rocky talk as you walking in as an opponent. I just tell you, it's nothing like good old Rocky talk to hear that song. And I like to say, if you know, in closing, that was very smart of Florida State. They're very smart. Mm-hmm. You know, to retire Coach jersey in an exhibition game. That arena gonna be sold out. I already know that FAMU students and FSU students getting in free. Everybody else gonna be a $10 charge. I'm flipping days off. I was supposed to originally have Saturday off. We're gonna practice on Saturday. We're taking Sunday off, and we will be there to support Coach Ward because he would do the same thing for me. And I'm so happy for him. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the last time they played, I think Coach Ward was a part of that team.
He was.
Look that up, right?
He was.
We talked about it. So, what a feeling. The last time
what a feeling.
You played FAMU, you was a player, and now you're coming back as the coach. You can't make this up.
Yeah. You cannot. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Bridgette Gordon, a.k.a. Coach Pressure. Tuesday, October 28th is your first chance to see what coaches got cooking. The new edition of the Lady Rattlers, 5 p.m. in the Lawson Center. Be there as they take on the exhibition game against Valdosta State. And then on November 3rd, over at the Civic Center, where they will play Florida State. Coach, we love you. We appreciate you. Always a pleasure talking to you. Get some tea and honey for that voice, some hot tea and some honey, and take care of yourself, all right? And we look forward to seeing you down the road, Coach.
Like she froze up.
Yep. All right. Good stuff. We appreciate Coach Pressure. Let's take a break. Carlos has been dealing with a little computer issue, so that's what kind of gave us the opportunity to go a little longer with Coach Pressure. So as soon as I think Carlos should be ready here pretty soon, but if not, I know we got some other stuff to fill in. So let's take that break. Come back. We'll either have our first conversation with Carlos Brown regarding the Southern FAMU game and what's going on the Bluff, or we'll have some more news and notes. Some more basketball talk, Kelvin says. More basketball talk coming. You're watching the ONG Strike Zone right here on the Black College Sports Network. Hit the thumbs up and the like button if you like that interview with Coach Pressure. We'll be back in just a moment.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
Planning an event? From weddings to corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC brings over 15 years of experience to make your vision a reality. Based in Metro Atlanta and serving statewide, even internationally, we provide versatile event planning and authentic catering cuisines tailored to your needs. Whether it's pre-game meals for student athletes, fundraisers, weddings, corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC is your one-stop solution for exceptional service and unforgettable food. Our diverse culinary heritage means we cater to all cultural tastes, dietary needs, and food restrictions, making every meal uniquely yours. Let's make your next event unforgettable. Visit us on all social media at CMJ Events LLC or email us at cmjeventsllc@gmail.com. Also give us a call at 404-664-3882 so that we can start planning now.
College football fans, a champion will rise in Atlanta on December 13th. MEAC champion, SWAC champion, the 10th Cricket Celebration Bowl, crowning an HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and parenting education coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
ESPN Events presents Red Lobster Band of the Year. Returning to Atlanta on December 12th, 4 bands will qualify for the big stage, where 2 national champions will be crowned. Follow us for rankings updates throughout the season, and join us on December 12th. For event and ticket information, visit bandoftheyear.com.
All right, welcome back to the O&G Strike Zone. Bryan, Kelvin, Marcus, Green. Again, got to thank and give some shout out to Coach Pressure, Coach Bridgette Gordon. Looking forward to the season. I appreciate all of you guys in the comments. Great comments. Let me see. Going back through the notes, appreciate you, Melissa Wilson. For the comments, Marvin, Liv. Hold on, got a note here from Liv. Let's see. Liv says, by the way, on November 3rd, there will be 32. Wow, this is the first day of the season. How great is this? First day of the college basketball season. There will be 32 HBCU Division I games being played. That's practically every school. Let me think. There's 21. Almost everybody. Almost everybody. That's almost every school playing, practically, at least well over 50%. And she says HBCU NAIA games are starting as early as tomorrow, all official games. I'm telling you, if you're not following at Live for Hoops, you're missing out. Make sure you're following Live for Hoops. Turn your notifications on, because at any point in time, Liv can drop a bomb and, some news that there you go. So yeah, there it is. 19 men, 13 women's teams.
I mean, Liv covered this thing like she got a staff. Right? Like she got people who look all this stuff for. Right. She's got to be on a bigger
she ain't
platform.
She ain't got a job and a kid to take care of. Boy, she must have her son up there typing, doing research. I'm telling you, boy, got the whole school class working. That's awesome, man. That's awesome work, Liv. Way to put in the work. We appreciate you, Liv. Thank you for all you're doing, and your coverage helps us all out in some form or fashion, whether we like covering it or talking about it. All right. While we're waiting on Carlos, I know Carlos has been dealing with some computer issues tonight, but he
Are we
is
sure?
working
Are
on
we
it.
sure that's the case?
No, I'm positive. I have been in communication with Carlos.
Or he's like Terrence Graves.
Wow. Wow, stop it. It's low blow. That's low, Kelvin. That's low, even for you.
I couldn't get low. Let
me see.
Low.
I'm sitting here watching these numbers here. It's the first day of the NBA season again for those of us who love this time of the year, the sports equinox, winter chicken dinners. Gotta get some more. Gotta stay on top of things. Here we go. Men's basketball season. The men's basketball schedule, of course, beginning yesterday. Not yesterday, but or was it yesterday? Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was yesterday. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Exhibition game against Edward Waters right there in the Al Lawson Center. Man, what an outstanding performance. Jumped on Edward Waters in the first half, 39-25. Exploded in the second half for 61 points, outscoring Edward Waters 61-29. Yeah, I did the math right. Kelvin was there. There is no video. The video won't get out. Trust me, I tried. I tried to at least be able to see. I couldn't even get the video to see it. I'm not going to broadcast it. I just wanted to see what I would. But anyway, Kelvin, give us the report of what you saw because you were there.
So before I give my observations, I don't want Rally Nation to go crazy, right? There's reason to be optimistic, and I'm gonna be profusely complimentary of what I saw. But don't take it as we going undefeated now. What I would say is this: we've played them multiple times, Edward Waters and Albany, all the time. And as you can recall, we actually lost once in one of these exhibition games. And all of them were close with Coach McCullum except one. He did put up one season. I think that's the season we won the conference. And I think we put up 100, but even that team gave up 80 something in the exhibition. So we've struggled in these exhibition games, usually, trying to find our footing and so. But what I would tell you is what I saw is I saw a team that obviously has put in the work in the gym and have coaches who know what they're doing and have a bunch of gym rats as players. And what I mean by that, from a offensive standpoint, anytime they getting the ball off the backboard, defensive rebounding, they're looking to push pace, but they're not dribbling. They're doing outlet passes from underneath the basket to half court to the basket for layups or open three-point shooters. They look to be a very good passing team, first of all. And in the half court, they move the ball from side to side with a lot of motion. You don't see the ball get stuck in one place, and you don't see over dribbling. All the things that might have frustrated us in the past. This is they execute very well. They know what they're doing, and they stay within the scheme of what they're doing. The other thing that stood out to me, and there's just two more, from a defensive standpoint, they help when needed, but they don't do a lot of it. They didn't show, it's exhibition. They didn't do a lot of helping, but they do play tight defense in the half court man. I mean, really tight defense, So, and they're pretty quick and athletic from 1 through 5. So they're probably going to be matchup problems with this squad. And there was a couple of plays where we turned the ball over and we got down court, and it was a little showtime where the point guard bounced it off the backboard, and the guy behind him coming above the rim finishing. Oh man, it was fun. It was great to see. Not a whole lot of turnovers. And the last thing that really stood out to me was the shooting. We had 10 different guys who scored. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 that had over 11 points. And they, no volume shots, right? It wasn't like last year where, you had 2 guys who took like 20 shots. But they took the right shots and they made them. They made way more than they missed. In that second half, we scored 60-something points. So it was a lot to like. We got a freshman playing point guard. I really like how he looks.
Wow, freshman playing point. Wow. Okay.
Yes, and he looks, kid from Miami, and he looks the part, man. I'm telling you. Really like what I saw from him. Jordan Chapman picking off. He looked like a grad student senior who has experience. Bolden looked good. Jaquan Sanders. But Anthony knows, though. I really like what I saw out of him. So it was a great start. And I saw the Florida State and the Alabama game, and Florida State has a very talented squad also. So I'm really interested to see in that early matchup, how competitive we are, because Coach Ward said, he liked what he had brought in, and this team will be able to compete regardless who we play, including the outer conference. So I would say how we played and how we dominated Edward Waters is a testament to, put some validity to that. And I just want to see that to continue to grow. And, that's without the 7-footer or the 7'3" guy also. So that's still with not all the pieces in place. But it's looking good.
You are planning on being in attendance at the Florida State game?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do we know now? Again, Coach kind of mentioned it that the game, the retirement ceremony will be at 4. The game is at 6, or is it 5? I thought
4.
It was 6.
The game is at 4.
Oh, so they moved up the start time of the game, because I thought originally it was like a 6 o'clock game.
No, it's 4 o'clock game.
Okay, so they're going to do this before, basically as a pre-ceremony for the game.
I assume so. I'm not sure.
Okay.
They might do it yeah, I guess they would.
I thought they were doing it before. They're not doing it at halftime. So there was and we retweeted this. So if you're following us on Twitter, there was a press conference today with Coach Ward and Coach Laux, I think is his name, the head coach at Florida State. Yeah, Lukes, excuse me. He's a former player. I think he was the point guard one of those years they won an ACC title with Coach Hamilton. And of course, we know Ward and the success that he had. He and that squad. Bob Sura, Sam Cassell. That was a fun squad. Fun squad. Doug Edwards. Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun squad. So I'd be curious to see if any of those guys will be in attendance for this game. But all the kind of, so many different storylines, which some of which I mentioned, the fact that for both coaches, it's the first time that they've had a chance to coach in the building that they played at. Ward's number going up. Of course, Coach Ward was on the team the last time FAMU and Florida State played all those years ago. And as it relates, students for Florida State and FAMU get in free, $10 general admission for everyone else, which I think is fascinating. That's great. It should be a good sold out crowd, good game, well attended. I don't know, usually when you have the major programs, they like to have their games broadcast. I've seen that a lot. I think UCF just recently did something where they went to Duke, and that game was on ESPN. It was like Johnny Dawkins' first time coaching in the building that he played at, right? So I got a feeling this one will be on TV, on ESPN Plus or something like that. So be looking out for that, folks. But it should be a good game. It should be a good game, real good game. Yeah. All right. Any other comments anybody want to make about this preseason? And it'll be the second and final preseason game for the men. They open the season. The men open the season again. This is the home schedule, but the men will open the season in Tampa on November 3rd, 8 p.m. Eastern against USF.
Mm-hmm.
And then the men return home on Saturday, November 8th against Kennesaw State in the Lawson Center, 1:00. So a lot of opportunities to see this team.
Yeah, their first 5 games, regular season games, is Tampa, Tallahassee, Orlando against UCF on the 11th, Athens, Georgia against Georgia on the 17th, and Jacksonville. So
yes,
very regional friendly schedule.
Regional friendly, yep. And then the ESPN HBCU Hoops Invitational is in Orlando, December 5th through the 7th. So that's a Friday, December 5th and December 7th. I'm told I will be there in some capacity covering it. So I'm told I'll be there. So there you go. Marcus, I have your Liv, what do you know? Liv, are you dropping? What do you mean? Is it still happening, Liv? What are you know something we don't know? Well, whoa. Don't do that. Liv
Shades
bomb.
of
Liv bomb.
Georgia.
Hey. I don't know anything. I thought it was still happening, Liv. Please, I don't know. Marcus, I got the PowerPoint pulled up. What did you
okay.
where'd you want me to go with it?
Which one do you have? The 2025?
It's the one that was titled 2027 Commits and Signees. Was that the wrong one?
Oh no, while Coach Gordon was going over her players, I didn't know if we want to do a quick recap of everybody that signed. So, it depends where you want to go with that. Do 2025. We did for 2026, we do have some verbal commits in Olympic sports. We had like a slew of them. Well, at least 1 or 2 softball players.
I got the softball pulled up. So I think let's go with the 2027 ones here.
Ooh, okay. Wow. All right.
Well, I don't, this is the only one I pulled up. I don't know where the other one is. So I guess I'll say it that way.
Oh, yeah, 3 separate ones. I have by year. But for softball, I think we got 2, maybe 3 commitments last week. 2 commitments and 3 total. Miss Scott, I think we talked about before, may have mentioned that previously and probably didn't go in depth, but she committed in mid-September. And if I recall correct, let me see, let me make the screen a little bigger. I think she's out of Lake City. Columbia Lake City, if I remember correctly. Nope, Eustis. I'm sorry, I got it mixed up with somebody else.
Yeah.
Got it mixed up with a player we signed this year. So she committed in September, and I think we have 2 more players that committed last week. I believe both of them, there's a picture, if I match the faces from their commitment pictures to a picture of, I think they came to the NC Central game. So Raven Parker out of Sumter High School in Bushnell, she committed last Thursday or last Friday. And then the next player, I think on the same day, like Kennedy Sylvester out of North Cobb High School in Kennesaw, Georgia, she committed as well. So it sounds like they liked what they saw when they came down and visited. And
homecoming tend to do that.
Mm-hmm. So, volleyball, we do have 1 commit there. Young lady also out of Atlanta. And actually, this might not be. I think I've uploaded the most recent version. Oh no, she was voted Region 6 All-Region Girls Volleyball Team. So this is the most recent one. So she did make the All-Region team. I don't believe her school made the playoffs. But I think this is one of the players that Coach Gokhan was talking about that may have given us a commitment when he talked about it when he came on earlier in the season. Mm-hmm. And once again, this is also, I don't know, do we have any baseball? I don't recall if we have any baseball players for 2027. So this one's probably a little light because I know for softball and volleyball, but I don't think we have any commitments for baseball or any of the other sports yet for 2027. This is all for Olympic sports. And that's probably the wrong one. I think he's 2026.
For men's basketball, Jaden Joseph.
Yeah, I think he's 2026 and not 2027. I might have it on.
Okay.
Might have it on the wrong slide.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that was it. The three softball young ladies, that was it.
Mm-hmm. And I think they came the week before. I think there was an NC Central game.
Little baby, remember baseball had a bunch of freshmen last year, and most of the team is returning. So
there are a couple of 2026 commits too that came out. I don't know if you're gonna pull up. There should be a 2026 slide for Olympic sports as well.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. All right. Give me a second here to pull that one up.
And while we're on the show, we just made another offer to a JUCO defensive lineman. That's what I was trying to look up information on him. I just saw it come through a couple minutes ago.
Okay.
It's from Louisiana, I think Lafayette, Louisiana. Carencro? I don't know if I pronounced that right, but it's a high school I'd heard of.
Okay, give it a minute here. Still loading. Spinning wheel.
Yeah, it's got a lot of graphics in it because anytime somebody
while we're waiting, Kelvin, can you let people know softball game week coming up? We get to see the first chance to get a peek at FAMU women's softball this upcoming weekend.
Yeah, we do, and there's some very high expectations for the squad, and I know Coach has some high expectations too. But this is, the fall ball, so we'll see how it goes. But we play Pensacola State College on the 24th at 3 p.m. at Veronica Wiggins Field. We then play Gulf Coast State on the 25th at Veronica Wiggins Field. And then on the 28th, we played Tallahassee State College, which is TCC there. And then on the 29th, we played Florida State there at 5 p.m. And the rest of the season is all in at Veronica Wiggins Field. We played Chipola on the 4th at 4 p.m. We played Tallahassee State again at 4 on 11/6, Tuskegee on 11/9 at noon, and St. John State on 11/15, and that time is to be announced. So eight contests.
Okay. Again, there's the information for this week, softball game week. They're those games that Kelvin had just mentioned. And then more importantly, that overall schedule. I'll have that here in just a second so you guys can see that overall schedule as well. And these games are all free, correct? Free to the public?
Yes.
Okay. And then, of course, there's the full schedule. Full schedule. So make sure you're following at FAMU_softball on Twitter, X, Instagram. Always is a fun follow for softball. So make sure you follow there. Okay, so Marcus, this is the 2026 signees that you wanted to talk about. Starts with softball, matter of fact.
Oh, not signees, verbal commits.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Thank you for correcting. Verbal commits.
Mm-hmm. Softball, I think we have 2. There's a young lady out of Atlanta. Yeah, Rihanna Weaver out of Creekside High School. She committed in mid-August. So looking forward to having her come down. She's a pitcher and infielder. I have not checked to see how they're doing this year. And Aliana Stubbs, she committed last week. It was like a wave of softball commits like the latter half of last week. So that was like 3. So I had to kind of do some digging and figure out, who was in what class. But she's from Sumner High School, River, Florida. And she's coming. And between her and the other young lady, KK Sylvester, come very highly touted.
All right.
For volleyball, go ahead.
Yeah,
I think we have one commit.
Mm-hmm. Yep, one commit for volleyball,
and that was over the summer. And
okay, yeah, I think we brought up Simone as well. We talked about her.
Mm-hmm. And coach seems to get at least one early commitment for each year. I think there's like the 3rd or 4th year he's got an early high school commitment that flashed across. So, he's making some impressions and getting early commitment. I don't recall if there are any others. Let me see. I have 2026 pulled up.
There's about 4 or 5 baseball guys.
Yes. So, and actually one of them I missed. Hopefully it's still committed because it was like last summer and I missed it. And I happened to be searching for something. This young man, DJ Lester, he committed last year, I guess, signing day to FAMU baseball. I haven't checked his socials to see if it's still valid. And I think this was either put out by his club team or Forest High School. So I couldn't really track him down just yet. And, we had some more. Roman Zabala committed about a week ago. Today's about 8 days ago. And then a couple more. And a couple of these are from Racine, a young man that's helping out with the recruiting. So we saw them on Instagram. And so he's great at the Instagram stuff. I'm still trying to work through that. I try to find things that's not working out. And Andon Gray, he committed about a week ago, just a shade under, about 6 days ago. And he's coming to us from Andrew College. And it seems to be a pretty decent pipeline from Andrew College coming down to FAMU. Because we've had a few players in the last few years.
Yeah, I was going to say, who else has come out of there that, most people might know?
I have to go back and look, but that name's popped up quite a bit. That college name has popped up quite a bit.
Gotcha. The men's basketball commit that I showed on the previous slide, I think he's also on this 26 as well.
Yes, I think he is 26, but I wasn't sure, so I might have put him on both slides.
Okay.
So I think he is class of 26, Jaden Joseph. So I need to take him off the other one to 2027.
Gotcha. All right.
But I guess we're about 3 weeks away from the fall signing day for typically Olympic sports, like the second Tuesday in November, somewhere in that time frame. We see a lot of our early signings for softball, volleyball, a lot of the Olympic sports.
Right. Just wanted to give you an update. Unfortunately, Carlos is not going to be able to join us tonight.
Sick.
Sick.
Can't make it work today. That's a shame, Carlos.
No, some computer
That's
issues.
a shame, Carlos. Your computer's been working all day. I see you on Twitter right now.
You're horrible. Oh man, no, it's all love, Carlos. You know, he apologized for not being able to get the computer working and doing what it needed to do. You know, that sometimes those updates, like I always notice, you know, sometimes you gotta be careful with those Windows updates because
don't do it before you go on live. I've done
that. Yeah. Don't do it before you're getting ready to really do something. Make sure it's like on a Sunday morning when you like don't have really anything that you need to do. Yeah, because it will catch you.
Terrence Gray done had this computer. I'll call him for his job.
Yeah. Hardcore. Before we talk about the upcoming game against Southern, let's get to volleyball. Because it's kind of been a uneven season. Very much so. Just recently, we had a home stand facing Texas Southern and Prairie View. And we kind of split it, where we went 3-0 against Texas Southern. We went 0-3 against Prairie View. Prairie View actually right now sitting in first place in the SWAC. So I mean they're having an amazing season right now. But
if you look at the scores, one game we finished against Texas Southern, we finished against Prairie View, we didn't. And if you go look at the stats, and that's including most of the games we've recently lost, you'll see our errors and our hitting percentage is our Achilles heel, and they tend to pop up at the worst times, right when we're trying to close out sets or stay in sets.
Yeah, good point. Looking at the hitting percentage against Texas Southern, it was .206. Only had 14 errors in the contest, 35 total kills, amassed 53 points, 32 assists, 9 aces, 9 blocks. Now, in comparison, when you go look at the stats against Prairie View, we actually had a good hitting percentage, .243. Problem is, Prairie View's hitting percentage was .314. We committed 18 errors in the contest against Prairie View. We scored just as many points as them, 53.
Right.
You know,
it came down to hitting percentage and errors.
Yeah. Only had more 2 aces and 7 blocks. Yeah, we had more blocks. Had more kills, 44 more kills, but you had 18 more. You had 8 more errors.
Yeah,
8 more.
Just couldn't finish. Just couldn't finish when it counted.
Couldn't finish. Yep, lost by 6 points in game 1, 3 points in game 2, and 3 points in game 3. You know, so we're just in a very odd place right now. And you look at some of the scores around. I mean, Prairie View went over to Bethune, and that was Prairie View's first loss of the season. When they lost to Bethune, when you see that 3-1 score, that was their first loss. Obviously, we know we stumbled against Bethune. You see Alabama State with a tight 3-2 match against Alabama A&M. Coming out of it, though, we did have a couple of SWAC players of the week based on the team performances, particularly, I think, the performances against the Texas Southern match, as Victoria Santana won or was recognized as co-defensive player of the week, and Mackenzie Taylor recognized as setter of the week. Santana, a defensive leader for the Rattlers, showcased an elite consistency and court awareness over the weekend. Over 2 matches, she recorded 33 digs, averaging 5.5%, posted a perfect 1.000 reception percentage on 39 attempts. Her relentless defensive presence helped FAMU hold opponents to a combined hitting percentage under .200. Santana also contributed on the serve, tallying 3 aces while maintaining an impressive .960 serve percentage. So congratulations to Victoria. And for Mackenzie Taylor, the setter, orchestrated one of her best weekends of the season. Over 2 matches, she had 58 assists. That's an average of 9.67 per set, while adding 5 kills, 2 service aces, 4 total blocks. Helped lead the Rattlers to a combined .225 and find success from multiple attacking options. In the sweep over Texas Southern, she had 28 assists with a .354 setting percentage, along with 2 aces and 7 digs. And then she followed it up against Prairie View with 30 assists. So congratulations to Victoria and Mackenzie. There are the standings currently, what we are looking like. As you can see, and Dr. Cavill is in the chats, and he's excited about seeing PV back in the volleyball business, as he calls it. And how about Bethune-Cookman? And it's taken a few years for Cookman to start getting it right, but Cookman's starting to actually become a player in the SWAC in a couple different sports.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jackson State also sitting at 7-2 with Bethune. Then you see the 2 Alabama schools sitting at 5-2. Of course, they just had a 5-setter. And then Texas Southern. And then we are in a place that we have not been ever in the SWAC. Currently under 500, 3-6. And this is about the halfway point of the season because it's an 18. That's 9. Yeah, 9 games. It's an 18-game season. So we're right at about the halfway point of the season, sitting at 3-6. And if you look at those 6 losses, right? Those 6 conference losses have come to Jackson State, Alabama State,
the top teams.
Yeah, Alabama A&M, Bethune-Cookman. We did lose to Southern, and we also lost to Prairie View. So, I mean, all of the top 5 we've lost to.
Mm-hmm.
All the top 5 teams: Prairie View, Bethune, Jackson, Alabama A&M, Alabama State. And that's it's kind of where we are right now.
Yeah, you know that Coach Gokhan will right the ship. Maybe not this season, but going into next season. And we know there was a couple of players that weren't able to suit up for various reasons. So, but I think we'll finish up strong and be competitive. We'll still make it to the tournament. I'm pretty confident in our ability. But yeah, this is not the season that he expected. I mean, we played for the SWAC championship the last 6 years or something. I mean, 5 years.
Mm-hmm. Last 4 consecutive years we've been in the championship game.
Yeah,
winning 3 of the 4. Yeah, if they only take the top 8, and somebody tell me differently, they only take the top 8.
And we're 8
this
right
weekend.
Now.
Yeah, this weekend is an opportunity to get right because we travel to take on Arkansas Pine Bluff on Sunday, the 26th. And then on the 27th, we travel over to Grambling. So it's an opportunity to get 2 wins before we have the Alabama schools come to Tallahassee on October 31st and November 2nd in Alabama State and then Alabama A&M. Then we host Bethune-Cookman to end the home season on November 7th. And then we close the season with a trip out to Mississippi where we take on Mississippi Valley State, Jackson State. And I mean, look, we need to be in a position where we're the host. I mean, it would be a doggone shame for us not to be in the SWAC tournament as the host school. So, yeah, the ladies, we got to figure it out. We got to figure it out. None of these matches are going. I mean, outside of the Alabama A&M, that's the only match that has gone 5 sets of the ones we lost. So, speaks a little bit to where we are right now. Any other thoughts and comments here regarding volleyball?
Nope. Let's get to football.
All right, getting over to football. So again, the scores from around the SWAC. You can see it was homecoming season for Texas Southern and Mississippi Valley State. Prairie View, for the second time on a trip to the Bluff, defeats Southern, and a coach loses his job.
Well, if you look at the last 2 coaches at Southern, it is this schedule that has gotten them every time. They have all these home games against the top teams: Jackson State, FAMU, Alabama State.
Open the season against North Carolina Central.
Right? Yeah,
a hell of a schedule. I mean, Southern has probably had the hardest schedule in HBCU football.
Yeah,
by far, hardest schedule. Yeah. So, again, in case you've been under a rock or haven't been paying attention, Terrence Graves is no longer the head coach after a season and a half. 1 season after leading them to the SWAC West Division.
That was last year, right?
Well, it was just last year.
Mm-hmm.
Just last year. Last year. Starts the
season. Ungrateful.
1-6 record go. Hey, but the biggest stat in those 6 losses that Southern has, they've been outscored something like 250 to 40 or 50 something. I mean, nearly.
The offense is putrid. As bad as we can play, the offense have been putrid.
No, at no point in any of those 6 losses have they scored more than 14 points.
Right.
So it's like, you want to talk about a barometer for our game on Saturday. I mean, don't let this team, and it's like the whole goal is to hold Southern under 14 points. I mean, that's what they've been doing all year. You hold Southern under 14, they lose.
It's just going to be interesting, though, because I don't know that the coaching change can do a whole lot from an essence and O and talent standpoint. But from a effort and mentality standpoint, who knows, and this is our first true road game out of the state of Florida. And there's some unknowns with us going into that game. So it's very intriguing.
I think we know. We're just uncomfortable with it.
You know what?
I think we know. We're just uncomfortable with what we know.
In terms of who? Us?
Well, yeah. I think we know who we are. We're just, a lot of people are uncomfortable with it.
I don't know. I mean, no, I don't think most people. I think we realistic at this point. We've recalculated in terms of who we are and what we're capable of. But like I said, there's some unknowns even in this game that makes it hard to peg.
I wish I would have clipped the message from the Rattler, the lady who was at the 220 club that gave a stern talking to the players and coaches in attendance. I mean,
that's weekly.
Well, is it the same lady who's
yes.
giving? Yeah, she's beautiful. She gave him the business this week. I mean, she
gave some to the players too.
Yes. I mean, it was like I felt the
she's
spirit
not,
of.
And she's not wrong either, because I was watching the game on TV, and I know you guys were there in person. Soon the specific player she called out. As soon as that personal foul, I was like, "Are you freaking joking me?"
No, yeah, no lies told. She didn't tell no lies in that.
It's like same as last year. Same
no
as
lies
last
told.
year.
She didn't tell no lies in that. Did she?
Committing a personal foul, getting feisty, costing the team yards.
Yeah, she was pretty much on. She wasn't telling no lies.
That's the thing about
Reverend Wilson, well, preaching the truth.
Yeah, that's the thing about Raleigh Nation. Very knowledgeable fan base.
Yeah,
and so they're very confident in talking ball.
Yep. Grambling State got a late touchdown in the last minute of the game to defeat UAPB. They had to deal with some kind of ridiculous weather or tornado warning or something.
Yeah, that was a tornado warning.
Yeah, I mean, probably without the tornado warning, UAPB wins that game. But it's almost like, thanks to Mother Nature delaying that game for as long as it did, it gave, probably gave Grambling a chance to reset, or it took whatever momentum UAPB had and swept it away like the Wizard of Oz or something, and all of a sudden Grambling comes back and gets a win. So I don't know. Yeah. Players of the week. As you can see, specialist Daniel Porto, 4 or 5, including a 51-yarder into the wind, and then of course RJ Johnson takes newcomer of the week. I think he should be
an offensive player of the week too. Though.
But Trey Bradford did have a good game. He had like 135 rushing yards, and he scored the game-winning touchdown.
Ooh.
Well, okay. Label you as not impressed. I get,
when you compare that against 300 and something odds yards passing, another 50 rushing or passing TD and rushing TD, the two are not the same, but it is what it is.
That's what it was. When you have a newcomer category, it's like, oh, well, he was worthy of the offensive player, but since we have this newcomer, we can put him in the newcomer category. So I don't know. Anyway, that's what they did. So congratulations to Daniel and RJ. RJ looked pretty good at the 220 quarterback club. So yeah. There are the SWAC standings. We are a half a game behind Bethune in the standings. Of course, we played one less game than them. And we have everything lined up in front of us. Our only loss is to Alabama State. Alabama State's only loss is to Jackson State. And we have Jackson State coming up in 2 weeks.
Let's worry about Southern.
I'll stop the commentary there. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, obviously Southern's upcoming. And there's the schedule for this week. Let's go through the schedule, fellas. Delta Devils at Alcorn. 2 winless teams. My partner on the other show, Drew, he said somebody's going to get their first win and maybe their only win in the SWAC. Kelvin, Marcus, who do you think that will be?
Until Valley show me they can win on the road, I got to go with Alcorn in a close one.
Alcorn in a close one?
Yep.
How about you, Marcus?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, it's on Swag TV. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I'm going to go Alcorn, especially if they showed spunk against us.
Yeah.
I mean,
they can run the ball. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Arkansas Pine Bluff, with their now 1-2 conference record, travels to 2-1 Bethune-Cookman.
Cookman rolling.
Cookman rolls.
Yeah, I mean, they've been scoring points.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't know if UAPP has the horses to keep up with them.
Probably not. Prairie View hosting Lincoln, California. I think Lincoln is finishing their homecoming tour. The question is,
we got to stop paying them.
Who do you want them to play? Who do you want these teams to play for homecoming?
Just not Lincoln and not what's the other one? The church school, the preachers.
Yeah, there was some school I never heard of.
VUL.
Well, there's a third one.
There's a third one.
There's a third one that somebody played last week.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
I had never heard that school.
Lighthouse.
Oh, you talking about Wagner? Wagner or something like that?
No, it's like Lighthouse Christian or something like that.
That sounds like that's an NAIA school. I think that's an NAIA. All right. Well, I was going to say the question is, will Prairie View, their stadium seats 18,000, something like that.
Where the line, Doc?
Where the line? That's exactly where I was going to go. Where the line,
Doc? Where the line, Doc? Get from out of that tailgate. Go in the game. You and your boys.
Where the line? Where my man, Coach Jackson said, "Where the line?"
I kind of like that, dude.
That was great. Where the line, boy? That was
call them
stuff.
Out, Coach. Call them out.
Call them out. All of those games will be on SWAC TV on ESPN Plus. It's the Magic City Classic, Alabama State versus Alabama A&M. Eddie Robinson is 7-1 as a player and a coach, and he's on a 7-game winning streak. The only time he lost is his freshman year as a player. Hasn't lost since. First-year head coaches in this series have done well, though. So could be for Sam Shade, could be a good sign. Who you got in this game, Kelvin? Magic City Classic.
This is a close one here. I think Alabama A&M gonna be right there, but I think Bama State got a better quarterback and a better team. So Alabama State in a close one.
How about you, Marcus?
Same. Alabama State, I'm giving the nod to their offense. I'm not sure. Their defense hasn't shown to be as stout as in years past, and that's the only thing I think that makes it close. If they had a defense from last year or 2 years ago, this would be bad.
Yeah, I'm going. I'm rolling with Coach Robinson on this one. So although I'm not gonna lie, I'd love the Alabama A&M to go ahead and take care of business. It just opens the door even wider for us. Makes it a potential 2-game race should we handle business. Anyway, we'll skip over our game in Las Vegas on HBCU Go. Grambling, 4-3, 1-1 in conference play, or 1-2 in conference play. taking on Jackson State. A year ago, the last loss that Jackson State had was to Grambling State. I think they have won some double-digit number.
Which is why it's gonna be a beat down by JSU.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're gonna get back on that one.
All right. You going Jackson State too, Marcus?
Yep.
Yeah, me too. Probably by 10 plus points. All right. Well, let me see. I think that brings us to our game against Southern. Which, let me see if I got it here. Oh, yeah, I do. Boom, there we go. All right, folks. Well, here we go.
You got a wrong head coach there.
Yeah, well, this was a preseason. This was the preseason graphic I used. Obviously, so much has changed. Strike, Terrence Graves off the list, and all that opponent record, all that good stuff. Man went from 7-1, and he was 7-1 in conference play, fellas.
Yeah,
and already, man,
7-0, and he didn't lose to a West team. He lost to us.
That's a good point.
Man, now he should have lost about 2 of them games for sure last year. They were the Cardiac kids, man. They just found ways to win.
Yeah. Westgate Christian was the name of the school. See a couple people stating.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the last time we played them, obviously last season, we won 24-6. FAMU has won the last 5 meetings dating back to 2019, as well as the last 5 in Baton Rouge, which date back to 1998. So, I mean, we've had an outstanding run in Louisiana against Southern. Heck of a run. Marcus, what are your keys, your thoughts to this game, bold predictions, and score?
Oh, wow. That's a lot. I was going to ask, is this the first time we've actually faced Freddie McNair as a coach, as a head coach, not an assistant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he spent all those years at Alcorn, and we never played him.
We never played Alcorn until this year. Yeah.
Now, but I think he's been at Southern for what, at least a year. Was he there last year as well?
Yeah,
I think he was there last year.
Yeah, he was there, and that, remember, he was a finalist for our job that went to coach.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah,
he was on the list.
He was. I don't mean he was
came.
A finalist.
He came to town.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I missed that.
As far as keys to the game, I mean, once again, I mean, Southern's below us in terms of scoring average. So we didn't do too well, jumping on Alcorn, but we need to jump on Southern. Need to have some offensive consistency. And I think it was also noted, we're not doing very well in the turnover department either. We're not turning the ball over. So there are a lot of things.
Creating any turnovers, we're not turning it over. Yeah, whichever angle you want on that.
Yeah, I mean, we're not creating turnovers. I mean, it's good that we're not turning it over, but we're not necessarily racking them up either. So I would say consistent. I don't know. It goes against things that we haven't seen this year, except for last week. But consistent offensive drive. This is our first away game, and we know, the quarterbacks, none of them have been in this game before. So we're going to need to, I think, stout running game if we're going to establish the run. I haven't really looked at Southern to see what their deficiencies are, but whatever they are, we need to take advantage of them, put some points on the board.
If you ask me to mirror from an offensive standpoint, they kind of mirror Alcorn State. They depended on the run.
Okay. Well, if we could replicate how we did last week, minus letting the quarterback run for a touchdown.
In the special team snafus, we do need to clean. We need to have a clean special teams game for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give them field position. But go ahead.
Yeah, and I agree because this is going to be our first true away game outside the state of Florida. So, and a lot of new people at key position. Well, a new person at quarterback who's never been in this game before. So RJ's never been to Southern. This will be his first away game. So it's like everything needs to be pulled in and tight. You need to make sure, minimize the amount of mistakes. Anything, if we repeat any of the mistakes that we had in some of the previous games, it's not going to look good. As far as, and as much as I like Daniel Porto, I don't want him being our offensive player of the game. We need touchdowns. We need touchdowns. And I guess the third thing is we need our cornerbacks at least once a game. And I know it's a hard position to play, but ever since I don't recall Howard, or maybe once in the Howard game, but every game after that, I've seen the receivers breaking free and by the grace of an overthrown pass or a drop. There would have been some more explosive plays racked up. We gave up like 4 or 5 of them against Albany. So the DB's got to tighten up too on those rare occasions where the teams, try to launch the ball. As far as the final score, I'm going to say 21-13 FAMU.
Only 21 points, huh? Okay. Kelvin, what do we got?
Keep it real simple. Mission 1 is to stop the run, and that's with both running backs and their quarterback. Make them a passing team, which they are woefully inaccurate. So stop the run, force them to pass. Maybe we'll get 1 or 2 turnovers that way. And as Marcus indicated, as I said on the show Monday about our last game, we have to convert in the red zone. I'm glad we got 4 out of 5 field goals, but that is not the recipe of winning continuously, and especially on the road against a team that's wounded. So I would love for us to get off to a fast start, but I done gave up them hopes, to be frank, Marcus. We have not had the lead at halftime of any game this year. So
and we haven't scored a first quarter touchdown either.
Yeah, so I can only go by what I see. Most of these games are always close, no matter what the team's records are. I think we'll win. And of course, there may be some other factors that coming to this game. I'm gonna go 24-10. FAMU.
You give a bold prediction?
Man, I ain't came close to a bold prediction with this team. I ain't even been in the stratosphere with any of them. So, no, I don't have a bold prediction. I done gave up on that.
Yeah.
Well, the one I keep going for, I definitely won't mention because I'm 0 for 6 on the season. So I'm not even going to make mention of it. I would like to see a good special teams game I'd like to see the punt return blockers block. I'd like to see people run their lane assignments properly. I'd love to see the special teams field goal unit not get any kicks blocked or punts blocked. I just would like I'd like to be able to give special teams a full-on A.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'd like to do. I'd like to nothing that, let's make special teams special.
Little baby did it.
That's on you. That's on you, little baby. I'm not putting that out there. I'm not even gonna say it because that would be counterproductive to me trying to break that curse that I put on this.
Hey, everything you just said, Bryan. Some people still believe in unicorns.
It's like, different components of the special teams seems to perform well, but not all phases of it. It's like, okay, we kick 4 out of 5 field goals, or something along those lines, or we get a good punt, but then we get a field goal blocked or something. There's always like one component of the special teams that keeps it from performing at its optimal.
Thank you for sobering me up. Changed my prediction from 24-10 to 24-17. Just because of special teams.
No, we can't. You can't allow. You can't break the 14-point curse. So whatever score prediction I give, Southern cannot score more than 14 points. That streak has to continue. So I'm gonna predict FAMU. I think FAMU can score, and I'm gonna say FAMU. I mean, I don't know. I'm looking at the stats here. We are the second lowest. We're the two worst, lowest scoring offenses in the SWAC. Southern 13 a game, FAMU 18 a game. 28-10, FAMU wins. 28-10, FAMU wins.
Okay.
That's my only, and we score a first quarter touchdown. There you go. That's my bold prediction. Bold.
No, I'm gonna go bold prediction now. So my bold prediction is I'm changing my score prediction too.
Oh, again, this is the third time you've changed.
Third time. So I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what to expect. I'm going 35-10.
Ooh.
And if that happens, something that we know about, we'll talk about on Monday.
Oh, you think that'll happen? Okay. All right. We'll see. All right. Well, I think we've covered it. Full show tonight. Sorry that we didn't have Carlos Brown. But I know we'll maybe get a chance to talk to Carlos in some other form or fashion. You can always catch his show on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is he still going to do it?
Sports Network.
Or is he going to be getting ready for the game?
Yeah. His technology problems will be straightened out. I mean,
the game is at 4. That's a good question. I need to ask him. Yeah, that's a good point. The game is at 4:00. Well, no, is it 4 Central?
I don't know. I was trying to resolve that.
Yeah.
I saw posted it said 5, but it didn't say if it was Central or 5 Eastern or 5 Central.
I think it's 4 Central.
Okay. Oh yeah, you do have the schedule up.
Yeah. Let me go to that.
Yes,
I had the slide with the schedule.
And it's on SWAC TV.
Yeah.
Or 4 p.m. Central, so 5
4
o'clock
Central.
Eastern.
4 Central. Okay. So 5 Eastern. So Carlos' show ends at 1 Central, so 3 hours. I think depending upon how far away he is, he could probably be at the stadium 2 hours, an hour and a half before kickoff.
I mean, they're gonna be just like peer review. Where the line? Where the line? They're gonna be like the preacher on Sunday. There's still room.
The Marching 100 will not be traveling, just in case anyone wondered. I had a few people text me. The 100 will not be traveling to the Bluff. So, yeah. There we go. They've got to get ready for the next home game.
I'm interested to see how their crowd reacts, though. Because they made the change now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a game where they could be competitive and win, and I'm interested to see if they show up for this game.
Now, the other question I have, and one reason I asked about coaching against Coach McNair before, this will be our first time, but if he's been there in some capacity, and it sounds like from his press conference, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I think he mentioned he was helping with the play calling.
Mm-hmm.
Is there going to be a whole lot that's going to change?
He was what I've been told via Carlos. He was they have two coaches there. One coach is in charge of the passing, one is in charge of the running. As strange as that sounds, and I think
he wasn't calling the play, was he?
Passing. No, again, the way it was said to me, it wasn't one person calling it. I guess I don't know how they were doing it.
Frederick's still there, right?
Yeah, he was in charge of the running plays. And McNair was in charge of the passing plays. I don't know who got the thumbs up to call what. I don't know. It sounded
no wonder they scored 3 points. That's a mess.
I don't
how y'all let that happen, Edwin?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get out of here, fellas. It's been a great show. Thanks again to Coach Bridgette Gordon. Great conversation. Go back and listen to it. You can clip it on YouTube. I know we'll clip it and have it running a little bit later in a day or two. I want to always encourage you to share our show and our feed with your friends, your family, your freshman classes, your graduating classes, any of your Facebook groups. Share the show, and hey, go download the BCSN Pod Zone while you're at it. All of the shows that are part of the Black College Sports Network are available in podcast format on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Apple, and Google Podcast. And that's where you can download the show. And please, when you do download, make sure you subscribe, rate, and review. All right, gentlemen, I am traveling to Baton Rouge for the first time. Kelvin, you are staying hunkered down in Tallahassee, I believe. And
yes.
Marcus in the Northeast, trying to stay warm as it starts to get cold up there. All right. Well, hit the thumbs up and the like button as you head out the door. And we appreciate everybody for watching and subscribing and doing everything that you do as far as the ONG is concerned and watching on the Black College Sports Network. You can always donate right there with the Cash App symbol. You can always leave a super chat if you're a member of the YouTube JBN Online family. So appreciate everybody for being a part of tonight's show. For Marcus Green and Kelvin Rozier, I'm Bryan Fulford. Peace out, Rattler Nation. Be well. Have a great week. And don't forget to strike again. Peace out.